Welcome to another edition of Vice Team the Southeast Tens on Flip TV, still your number one Super Review program. Of course, still being anchored by Michael Ademle. Alright, today's edition of this program, we have the Punch newspaper with diverse stories. Let's quickly check out the stories on the front page of this journal. The major headline, it reads, Private sector warns of mass hunger, economic crisis over fresh lockdown. Private sector warns of mass hunger, economic crisis over fresh lockdown. Another lockdown will deepen recession, destroy businesses, says Chamber of Commerce. Nigeria may not recover from fresh lockdown, economy already weak, say MAN, LCCI. We are aware of implications of second lockdown, new COVID-19 strain more difficult. That's what the federal government is saying. Talking about Buhari not good for my sanity, that's what the Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka said on the front page of this journal. Talking about Buhari not good for my sanity, says Wole Soyinka. COVID-19 violators under travel ban won't get new passports, says CG. And on the 774,000 jobs we have in Gige, saying something here. Federal government's 775,000 jobs recruitment starts today on shaky notes. We have federal government 774,000 jobs recruitment starts today on a shaky note. Of course, the Minister for Labour is also saying something significant pertaining to that, but we won't be able to say it out right now. But quickly to other stories on the front page of this journal. Amotekun Corps shot Oyo policeman in error. That's what the commandant said. 3 brothers arrested in Ogun for allegedly killing guard. And quickly to the pictures we have on the front page of this journal. We have 3 pictures here, and what are these pictures illustrating? Parents and students in the flooded Lake Victoria area, Kisumu, during the reopening of schools after the end of COVID-19 lockdown in Kenya. Alright, and something on Atiku. Atiku sold his shares, collected $5.4 million balance from us. Atiku sold his shares, collected $5.4 million balance from us, says Intel. And quickly to our reviewers for more talks on these stories out right now.
My name is Oluwaseun Joseph. I work with Evertop Properties Limited, a real estate development and marketing company. And in year 2020, which is the end of the year, we are running a promo. We call it end of the year promo, New Year and Christmas promo, where we are giving out a special discount for a special people. When we are giving a special gift for a special client. Now, Evertop Properties Limited, we are saying that you can pay 25,000 naira initial deposit and journey to a new year, new home just began. At Evertop Properties Limited, we don't just sell property, we sell peace of mind. Evertop, creating value. Use promo code FLIPTV and enjoy special gift and special discount for Xmas promo with Evertop Properties Limited. Thank you.
Of course, you know what we faced last year, February, March, April. So what's your take on this, and how do you want the government to tackle this lockdown, knowing fully well that we are undergoing recession presently?
Okay, the issue is the way it is. We are in a very precarious situation. I mean, Nigerian economy. And the way it is too, Nigeria is in a very disadvantaged position. Because other places in the world, they took advantage of this situation to even create wealth for to even create activity for their own economy. A situation where during the pandemic, I mean that first phase, we didn't make any advantage of that pandemic. Some other places in the world, the whole world is looking up to them for ventilator. At the time, Nigeria was looking for every possible means to get nose mask, especially the medical nose mask. But what I'm trying to say is, the way it is now, if there is a situation where locking down becomes inevitable, it is going to affect our economy more, because we're already in recession. And if you look at the way it is, Mr. Mike, it's unfortunate that we have mediocres who manages our economy. I'll tell you this, I was surprised when I read recently that out of $75 million direct investment that came into African oil and gas sector of the economy, between 2015 to 2019, Nigerian government only attracted 4% of that to Nigeria, which represented $3 million. And don't forget that Nigeria have the largest deposit of oil and gas in Africa. What does that tell you? It tells you that we don't have capable hands who are managing this economy. And part of the reason I learned is because of the delay in passage of petroleum industry bill. So if government know that this bill is stampeding our growth in oil and gas sector, why don't federal government put pressure on National Assembly to do the needful so that we can have the necessary direct investment in that sector, knowing that it is the major stay of our economy. I would say that I think our government should look inward, because normally when recession anywhere in the world, you spend your way out of recession. So if the pandemic result to a situation where we are going to have another lockdown and it becomes inevitable, the government should be looking at immediately after the lockdown eases out.
Now let's quickly move down to the 704,000 jobs that have been going on since last year. This is long overdue, but it's starting on a shaky note today. Your take on it?
Mr. Mike, the crisis we saw is needless, because if that 774,000 jobs were meant for senators, ministers, governors, and all the government personalities, we will not see that crisis. Perhaps because it's meant to cushion the effect of COVID-19 on the ordinary man. That's why we are seeing that crisis. At the point, even after the last count, National Assembly, specifically REP, have asked federal government to put on hold with the commencement of that program. But I learned that as at the last count, the Minister of State for Labour, in the person of Barrister Keyamo, have said that he had gotten nod from Mr. President to commence the exercise. However it is, my advice is that let the process of recruitment be free and fair, so that it gets to the downtrodden, so that it trickles down to the people who actually needs it. Not that somebody will see somewhere by way of a cabal write names, and before you know it, because the exercise for 3 months, 20,000 a month for 3 months. So in a nutshell, all the beneficiaries, all the recipients will earn 60,000 for the whole period.
Is that even enough?
It's a peanut. It's peanut. But what I'm saying is, going by Nigerian system, I hope the money will not end up in private pockets. I hope one big politician will not see somewhere, write names and submit the names. At the end of the day, you say the government have expended the money. In the same way, we saw government reading out millions and billions of naira been spent on school feeding during lockdown. I hope we will not witness the same thing.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year.
I wish you the same. No, this should be the second time.
Second time, wow.
Yes, I was here on the second also.
Wow. You're welcome. Now, let's quickly see what we have on front of this. Talking about the second lockdown. Of course, we all know the implication of the first lockdown we have. But this time around, don't you think the same scenario is going to play out?
Well, there are two sides to a coin.
Thank you, sir.
Do we actually have COVID-19 in Nigeria? Do we actually have COVID-19 in Nigeria? From my own, no. They are using political tactics to exploit money from the international community and dancing to the tune of international community. Number two, talking about the second lockdown. The second lockdown. The question on ground is that what has the government put in place? The budget that was passed, was there any provision for it? I will tell you emphatically no. That information was not given to us. Maybe in the budget they may call it contagious budget, unforeseen issue that may come up. The government are aware that there are going to be second lockdown. In that budget, there is no particular amounts for that budgeted for it. Nigeria are hungry. There is hunger in the land, and people do no longer believe this government, because if they say A, people will run away because they don't believe them. As it stands now, if they say if they have to go on second lockdown, the economy of Nigeria will crumble. The economy of Nigeria will collapse because they cannot afford to generate any income. That's my take about that.
Now, quickly to what the Lord Lawrence Wole Soyinka spoken. He said they're talking about Buhari. It's not good for his sanity.
That's what?
It's not good for his sanity. Of course, we've been talking about sometimes now. It's not active. It's not giving Nigerians what they expected, what they're still expecting. Now, what do you think should be done? And what do you think the president should do? Because he's a president Nigerians believe that has no listening ears. Now, what should be done this time around? The president knows fully well that most Nigerians, 90% of Nigerians, are not backing him, are not supporting support of his government.
Well, the New Year message he gave this year, somehow gave hope, consolidating people, encouraging the youth. The problem with the president is that he does not have the advisors that are telling Mr. President, this is what the people need. The advisor he has are telling him what the president will hear. They are not telling him the real truth. And that will not help our president. Our president will always be misinformed. I will tell you the truth. If you look at the answers, the broadcast the president came to read, according to the people that was written by Femi Adesina, you saw how that information misled the president. Those advisors are not telling the president the truth. If they don't tell the president the truth, the president will not know what is going on. He will still be saying some information that are not vital. So our president needs to change his media aid, the service. He needs to change them. Let him bring new ideas
To the system.
Generally, because those people, Shehu Garuba, Femi Adesina, it is their pockets. They are not doing the real journalism, the true journalism, the analysis. They are not practicing it. They are practicing their pockets. Without that, the president will always be messianing. Will not be giving the right information. He will not tackle the issue the way it is. That's my take about that.
I think I heard from Mr. Lai Mohammed in one of his interviews that Nigeria cannot afford another lockdown. And in my own life, I've made pledge with God that it's only lifting up I want in my life. I don't want to be locked down again, because even if you are locked down in a very matured economy, matured system, matured country, you will be at peace with it. But here in Nigeria, it's hell. Without lockdown, it's hell. Not to talk of lockdown. This is a country where government doesn't care about your living, whether you are alive or dead. The country doesn't care. The government in power doesn't care. So to me, we should rule out that lockdown, and it can't work again, because Nigeria will not obey any lockdown. And I keep saying it. You can't lock down an hungry man. You can't lock down an hungry man and hungry man.
And don't you think it should be reversed based on the fact that the economy is weak?
I'm just looking at it. I'm hearing this for the first time that maybe they are proposing another lockdown. I don't think it can work. To me, I believe there can't be any lockdown. There can never be any lockdown. And about the human rights infringement that has been going on in this country now, because we noticed that Sowore was picked during New Year, what's it called? Crossover, yeah, New Year Eve. What happened? Revolutions. The same president we had, he made an attempt of revolution under Jonathan that time, that if Jonathan election did not go down well, there will be a revolution. Now, you're talking of harmless revolution. This guy did not carry any weapon. He's just pouring out what he feels, his mind about this. And all this government don't know is the external, the neighboring countries, the Western friends we have as countries, they are watching. How you treat your citizen is how they will get treated when they get to those. You can see what is happening in Ghana, for God's sake. Look at Ghana. Look at how the maltreatment they are giving to our traders over there. That you pay $1 million for you to renew your license. Is that not so? So when they know that this is a country that don't care about the citizenry, so those things are bound to happen. And I'll say, and I'll still keep saying, this set of power mongers in government now, they should look at tomorrow, not today. They should look at tomorrow. They cannot hold on to power forever, just for a while. When they leave power, what will people? They are still coming back to meet same people they are maltreating. The country is not going well. The country is not smiling, for God's sake.
Some person said Sowore is just seeking for awareness. Is that true?
And that's what they will say. That's why I'm so tired of this masses. The information is just those rumors. This thing is coming from among we people. That this Sowore is still trying to liberate. A lot of them don't even know Sowore. This is a Nigeria now that people will see you today and they will be telling your past without even knowing your past. You get what I'm saying? This Sowore I've known for quite a number of years. He has been an activist in LAG. He started from activism in LAG. He was punished for that within the students' circle. We know how the courts attacked him there, and he's never relented. Before he found his way outside, so and he has a foundation outside the country.
So he's fighting for a good cause, right?
To me, anybody that can raise his voice for injustice, either because Sowore sin, when you gather all these youths, so-called youth together, Sowore sin is that he was against maladministration of Jonathan government then, spending spree, the looting spree that was going on there, in which that regime too, although they did well in some aspects, but that looting spree made me sad throughout the government. I mean, if you start to unravel a lot of things in this country, you're a son of the children of poor men who are busy cajoling into a job that is not there. They were killed. They were, there was stampede. They died. The guy that organized that, was still on the street of Abuja, Abamoro. We have to start bringing out facts so that people will know why people like us never supported the previous government. Because people are saying I voted. Yeah, I voted for APC. I voted for APC. There must be equal justice. The guy was just walking free, being a minister, because he's connected to Senate president then. So what kind of country is that? If it is a responsible government, they will have fired that guy, or the guy will have resigned. A lot of atrocity that went on like that. And it's a continuity of mismanagement, maladministration we keep having. I've said it. If you bring Joe Biden to Nigeria tomorrow, they will mess up. The system will mess him up. Right. Yes, that's it. That's it.
Right, thank you so
that's
much.
it.
You are part of the people that spoiled, that throw us into this shit. You throw us into this shit. Number one, how can you be accusing Abamoro? Abamoro contracted the job out to consultants to conduct interview for people so that they can get elected. But those people misuse that opportunity, and now you are turning it against Abamoro. This is an insult on the highest order. And you are saying because it's related to the Senate president. How dare you insult a former minister? My take is this, is that if a mistake is done, let us say a mistake is done. Not saying that he killed an innocent people. Please, that's the impression I just want to correct.
As the Nigerian head is rotting now, who are you blaming? Is it now Mr. President? Is it now Buhari? Does Buhari not, allocate, supervisory jobs to all this military, all this security, this thing? Did they get it done? Who is carrying the blame? When the whole body, when the body is rotting, it starts from the head. So what I'm just saying, the whole responsibility of what happened, mistake of what happened, I will still put it on the minister, because he was the supervisory minister of that place. And you contracted a job out. And when you contracted a job out, you need to monitor the job. So I put the blame. You are blaming the president of Nigeria now for all the mess up in Nigeria. So we have to blame those guys too there. So that's my point.
Most of the people that die out of COVID in Nigeria have underlying ailments. So the proper thing for everyone, whether there is COVID, there is no COVID, we have to take care of ourselves. So it's our personal responsibility to take care of the precious gift, which is life that God gave to us. So we have to take care of ourselves. And government has not, although I heard yesterday that they may consider another lockdown. But for me, locking the economy down again is not what we need. We don't need locking the economy. We can adopt some measures, wash your hand, use your nose mask. The campaign should be on it. And the law enforcement should make sure that is enforced. But I don't support locking down again. You can't lock down the economy again.
Now, quickly to the arrest of Sowore.
Yeah.
Of course, this is a person that had embarked on different protests, which at the end of the day was clamped down on. Was arrested.
Yes.
The one of
on the first, yes.
That's another top of the town.
Yeah.
There's Narin.
Yeah. So Sowore is wasting his time. You have to be fair. Sowore is wasting his time. Because everywhere in the world, go to everywhere in the world, citizens of a country build country. Building a thing is never convenient. You cannot just come because you make some more money in New York and be disturbing people. No, why? You can't do that. You are just a single person from Ondo State. If I thought you have some ideas, go and develop a local government in Ondo State. Show us a prototype that I'm Sowore, I have this global idea. This is what I can do. Then develop a local government in Ondo State. You cannot just come and be doing nonsense. I like the way he was arrested. He should be arrested. What kind of nonsense is that? Look at people, look at Nigerians. They are doing their trade. You now come and be disturbing people. For what?
You mean he's not fighting a good cause?
No, he's just disturbing himself. He's buying popularity. You can't buy popularity like that. You can go and develop a local government in Ondo State. Then let's see a prototype of a local government that you develop in Ondo State. You can't come and be disturbing people. I like the way he was arrested. We don't need that. Chief Obafemi Awolowo sent himself to school. Obafemi Awolowo father had to sell his house for Obafemi Awolowo to go to school. Is it a joke?
And you don't see it as an infringement of human rights?
No. What you already just messing up. You don't need that. Nigeria is a big country. Just come and be saying, "Who are you? Who are you?" I replied him I followed him on Twitter and I replied him that you don't need all this. If you want to develop anything, go and develop in those states. It's a waste of time. How can you? Who are you? You're a journalist, then? Is he as big as Punch? Is he as big as Sunday? You're just a small online platform disturbing people. So he's only playing on the ignorance of Nigeria. If he's here, we say the same thing. He's just wasting his time. If you know that you are very intelligent, go and develop on those states. It's true.
That's your own opinion.
Okay. For example, there's one country in Africa, I think Chelsea. Chelsea is not up to 100,000, and they have a good economy. You can Google it on the internet. Why are we wasting our time? Nigeria for me is a continent. Let everybody contribute to Sokota. I want to be remembered as a good citizen that touches people's life. That's all.
But Sowore is not the only person that has been arrested during protest. Sowore is not the only person that has been arrested during demonstration. At the end, let's take a look at the EndSARS.
No, the EndSARS is one thing about the EndSARS. Police brutality. I am against police brutalizing people, but what is the problem that the police has? An educated person should be able to analyze the situation. and provide a solution.
But some of the protesters were arrested then.
Yes, they were
Some
arrested.
of them were killed at Lekki Toll Gate.
They were arrested. You know why? They did the protest for 2 weeks. Everyone in the world acknowledges them. The third big end bad governance. No government will sit and allow people to end the government. They've taken it to another level. So it's not more a protest. They are now opposition. You can't do that.
End bad governance.
You can't do that. No. End bad governance. What is bad governance? Even people that are saying end bad, they don't know what governance is all about. You know, these are young people that don't have, are just playing with their phones. How much is data? You can say whatever you have. You can say whatever you like on social media. But that's not governance. Lagos alone, is it easy to govern Lagos? Government of the Nigeria. So the youth to channel their energy to something productive.
Does it mean that this administration respects the rule of law or what?
No. This administration is on the right.
Does this administration respect human rights?
Can I say something? This administration is on the right pedestal. You know the reason why the elites are crying? Because of TSA. Because of BVN. That's why the elites are crying. There's no free money again. You got to work for the money. You understand what I'm saying? You got to work for the money. There's no free money again. All this opposition against the government is because from the elite. Majority of the estate in Lagos, why did not win there? Why is the government of the poor? I went to Ibadan on the first. I used the train. I can even show you the picture. So, Buhari achievement is not something that is abstract. It's something you see everywhere. So the elites that are eating for free money before, they don't have an opportunity to eat free money again. And then I look at Nigeria, I look at people like this. These are the people that are working on the streets. These are the people that contribute to our economy. A big man should not sit somewhere and be pressing his phone. No, you got to work out. Go and work. That's the country that we are building now.
So you mean the administration has been very, very good?
Yes, excellent.
Excellent.
Look at power. Look at issue of power. There's incremental power. Look at infrastructure. Lagos is ongoing. Apapa is ongoing. You know, across the country. Second Nigeria Beach is ongoing. So, the elite, you don't just sit somewhere and be, no, you got to work for money now, no free money.
But we have so many Nigerians condemning this administration.
No, they will do. You know, it's English language you can express yourself, whether the grammar is even correct or not. Nobody is editing it. So people will come and yell. But this administration is on the right pedestal. No free money again. The civil servants are also crying because everything is now computerized. You cannot cheat the system. So we've been cheating the system because of the fact that there's no computerization. But now you can't cheat the system. Even at custom now, they're also doing some biometrics.
But some Nigerians believe that the system is cheating us.
No, the system is not cheating anybody. The system is not cheating people that are proactive. I've known you for years as a journalist. You are doing your work. You are earning income. That is the country that we want. Not a country where someone will sit somewhere and be pressing vote. No, you got to work.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution. Your name once more?
My name is Saeed.
Oluwaseun Joseph. I work with Everton Properties Limited, a real estate development and marketing company. And in year 2020, which is the end of the year, we are running a promo. We call it end of the year promo, New Year and Christmas promo, where we are giving out a special discount for a special people. When we are giving a special gift for a special client. Now, Everton Properties Limited, we are saying that you can pay 25,000 naira initial deposit and journey to a new year, new home just began. At Everton Properties Limited, we don't just sell property, we sell peace of mind. Everton, creating value. Use promo code FLIPTV and enjoy special gift and special discount for Xmas promo with Everton Properties Limited. Thank you.
Really appreciate you viewers for keeping in touch with us on today's edition of this program. Thank you so much, all the viewers. We really appreciate you too. Join us next time on the same platform. Of course, behind the camera is Festus Oluwabukumi. Michael Adekunle is the anchor. You can subscribe to Flip TV and Flip TV Plus as a sister channel. You can also join me on Facebook, Michael Temitayo Adekunle, MICHAEL Michael Temitayo Adekunle. Please keep supporting this movement. Thank you so much. Bye.